And for you guys, it's like $480 a year, a cup of coffee a day. And we back your system up automatically every day. It's stored off-site. It meets all of the disaster requirements because it's in a Class 1 storage facility, off-site storage facility in our offices in Duncan. We back up your Kelpro data plus any documents that you have. In commissioner's offices, we also pull those pictures in, your FEMA stuff. It usually takes me about an hour to set it up the first time. After that, it only backs up the changes, and so usually it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to back up. It runs in the background. You don't even know it's going on. I can do it a couple of ways. I can back it up at noon. I can back it up an hour before you close, or we can set it up to where you leave your machine on. I can back it up after that and turn your machine off for you. So those, and that's what the little brochure, the Data Rescue. If you want to find out more about that, you can go out to the website and look at it. We have used the fire out of that. That's a southern term. We've used that almost every week. We have something to restore for one of the customers. We've got about 260 customers on there right now. Somebody, it may just be they lost a document or they lost a picture, and we can go in and restore it. Or they've lost their whole system, their system crashed, and we have to put the data back. So it is a good off-site system. But if you don't use that, please back up locally. Okay.
Mark Sanders and Dean Welke.
Back up locally, you just is it under file or something?
If you back up locally in Windows, there is a Windows backup. If you're doing it with,
well, just like the backup Kelpro.
yeah, it's under the file.
Okay.
Backup, the backup data or backup system.
Okay.
You just back up data. It creates a backup, and then the next time it runs, it takes that one and copies it up and makes it day one and creates a new one. And then the next time it runs, it copies one up to 2, this one up to 1, and creates a new one, and then it keeps 5 copies.
Okay. Like QuickBooks, because it deletes one each time.
Yeah, this one doesn't delete until it deletes. Once it's got the 5th one, it deletes one and creates another one. But you can actually use Windows. Windows has a system backup that you can actually go in and select what you want and back it up to a CD or a jump drive. Yes, actually we can do it over a dial-up. It's not the greatest, but here's the thing. Once we get the initial backup, now it may take me overnight to get, a backup like that on dial-up, but then after that, it only gets the changes. It scans the whole file, it gets the changes for that day, and then it sends those changes to me. It's called a fast bit. It looks at it and it says, okay, all I need is this comma, I need this document, I need this amounts, and then it sends that to me. Yeah. Yeah. It will work. The initial backup is the pain. And I would try to run it over the weekend. Yeah. Jump drive will work because the computer will give the drive a letter, and we actually back up to a letter. You just have to, if you're backing up the KIT, you have to go in and make sure that drive letter is assigned in the archive settings. I would use 5. I would use 1 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I would revert back to the next week. And you can look at your database, but most of those KIT databases are less than a gig, and a 2 gig drive, will cover it. Yeah, they're real cheap now.
They store for a long period of time.
Yeah, I have my wife wash mine about once a month because I leave it in my pocket, and mine's 5 years old.